Only one chair turned. 1 for a 17-year-old who just walked onto the voice stage and sang a Billie Eilish song with that kind of voice. And the internet has been going back and forth ever since. Some people are calling her the most underrated audition of the season. Others are saying the judges made the right call. So today we are breaking this performance down, every layer of it, because I think the reaction to Bijou Belle says just as much about where this show is right now as it does about her. Let's talk about who Bijou Belle actually is. She is 17 years old, she's from Rapid City, and she came onto the blind audition stage and chose to perform Wildflower by Billie Eilish. Now that is not a safe song choice. That is not a crowd pleaser pick. Wildflower is an intimate, emotionally layered ballad. It sits in a very specific tonal pocket, and if your voice does not have that natural smoky clarity, it will expose you immediately. Bijou walked in with full confidence in that choice, and that alone tells you something. Now let's actually talk about the performance, because I think a lot of people are reacting to the outcome and not stopping to analyze what she actually did vocally. The first thing that stands out is her tone. She has this velvety, low register quality that pulls you in without demanding your attention. It does not announce itself, it earns your focus, and that is actually a rare quality, especially at 17. A lot of young singers at that age oversing, and they reach for the big moment too early. They lose the intimacy of the lyric. Bijou did the opposite. She stayed inside the song. She let the emotion come to the surface gradually, and that restraint is technically sophisticated. One thing people pointed out that I completely agree with is that the mic picked up all of her little vocal subtleties, the breath control, the slight tonal shifts between phrases. Those choices were intentional. She was not just singing the melody, she was shaping it. Where it gets interesting is in how she diverged from Billie Eilish's original version. She did not imitate Billie, she reinterpreted the song. She took it to a different place emotionally, a slightly warmer and more expansive place. Some people felt that worked in her favor, others felt that by doing so, she lost the dynamic tension that makes the original so haunting. And that is a fair critique. The original has this almost unsettling softness to it, and when you add vocal warmth and power to it, you change the character of the song entirely. That is not necessarily a mistake. It is a choice, but it is a choice that will divide people. Adam Levine turned and turned quickly. That mattered. And there are people who found it surprising that only he turned, given the quality of her voice. Some felt it was absolutely baffling that she did not get more chairs. Others were more measured, suggesting that her performance, while beautiful, may have lacked the kind of dramatic peak moment that triggers a competitive instinct in the other coaches. And honestly, I think that second take has some merit. Here is my read on it. Her voice is undeniably special. The tone is distinct, the control is real, the artistry is already there. But Wildflower as a performance vehicle does not necessarily build to a showstopper. The song does not have a conventional climax. If she had chosen something that let her voice open up completely, a moment where you hear the full ceiling of what she can do, I think the story at the end of that audition looks different. Now let's get into what people are actually saying, because the reaction online is genuinely split in a way that I find really telling. The loudest section of the fan base is firmly in her corner. Many people described her voice as incredible, radio-friendly, and full of clarity. Several people drew comparisons to other artists. One person brought up Christina Grimmie, which is high praise and honestly not a bad comparison when you think about that tonal purity. Someone else compared her to Lucia Flores in terms of the clearness and warmth of her voice. And there is a strong camp of people who believe Adam got the steal of the season, that his team this year is stacked, and that Bijou is a frontrunner. But then there is another group, quieter but consistent, that pushes back. Some people felt that her style, while pleasant, is not particularly distinctive in the current landscape. The word common came up more than once, the sentiment being that there are a lot of voices in this lane, and that to break through in a competition like this, you need something that feels truly one of a kind, not just genuinely good. And I think that is worth sitting with, because being talented and being undeniable are two different things. There is also a smaller but vocal group that felt she was simply not ready yet, that the rawness in her performance was more gap than charm. And while I do not fully agree with that, I understand where it comes from. She is 17. The Polish is not complete. The instincts are there, but the confidence to fully inhabit a stage at this level, that is still developing. One of the more interesting observations floating around is the idea that she should lean into songs that feel more aligned with her natural register. Something darker, more stripped back, even even something unexpected. One person threw out Creep by Radiohead, and I actually think that is an interesting idea. Her voice has that haunted quality that would suit something like that beautifully. What I keep coming back to is this: the divided reaction is not a bad sign for Bijou. It means she made an impression. Generic performances do not divide people. Forgettable singers do not generate debate. The fact that people are still talking about whether she deserved more chairs, what song she should sing next, where she fits in the competition, that is engagement, that is momentum, and in a show like The Voice, that matters. She is on Adam's team, she has a coach who clearly heard something worth investing in, and she is 17. Those three things together should make anyone pay attention going forward. So here is where I want to know what you think. Did Bijou deserve more than one chair, or did the coaches get it right? Do you think she made the right song choice with Wildflower? Or would a different song have changed everything? And honestly, is she a potential winner this season, or is she still a few steps away from that level? Let me know below, I want to hear your take.